The recording has started.
Okay.
Chair, the mic is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. We're calling the meeting to order, and we'll start with roll call. Moses?
I'm here.
Thank you, Moses. Mayor Becky Daggett?
Here.
Thank you, Mayor. Ashley Page?
I'm here.
Lorena Knapp?
Lori is expected. She requested a link, but she is not here at the moment. I just resent that link.
Okay. Thank you. Nadine Hart?
I did not receive an RSVP from Nadine.
Okay. Tatum Covey?
I'm here.
Thank you. And I don't need to call the city staff, right, Caleb? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, then we'll move forward. We'll start with public comment. At this time, any member of the public may address the board on any subject within the board's jurisdiction that is not on the meeting's agenda. The Arizona Open Meeting Law prohibits the board from discussing or taking action on an item that is not listed on the prepared agenda. Commissioners may, however, respond to criticism made by those addressing the board, ask staff to review a matter, or ask that the matter be placed on a future agenda. To address the board on any item that is on the agenda, please wait for the chair to call for public comment at the time the item is heard. I don't see that we have any members of the public. Is that correct, Caleb?
That is correct. Lori, welcome. I see you just joined us. We just did roll call. So.
Welcome, Lori.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
We have also not received any comments submitted in writing, so I have nothing to provide at this time.
So we'll move ahead then. We'll go for approval of the minutes. The minutes were sent to you earlier this week. I hope you've all had a chance to look at them, and I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'm seeing an error at the very top. It looks like we have some confusion on the board members who are present. Brenda, were you present last?
I was not. I was ill last month.
Okay, so I think we'll just we'll make that correction.
So we could vote to approve with the corrected attendance, right?
Yeah, here's the actual summary.
Okay.
So this is Moses. I move to approve the minutes. I didn't see an error in the ones that you sent out earlier. But
okay, I will double check and I'll see what's been posted online. I'll make sure that it's showing that Brenda was absent and that you were acting as chair. So
yeah, that's what I see in the minutes. So, and
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I apologize, Moses. Go ahead.
What I see in the minutes from the email is that I was acting chair and that Brenda, you weren't here. And even the detail that Ashley came in a few minutes, or maybe a bit late, but otherwise I think from what I see, they're accurate. So I make a motion to approve, assuming that they are reflected accurately according to the ones that were in the email that you sent out, Caleb.
Thank you, Moses. So it has been moved to approve them as we have stated. I would like a second, please.
This is Tatum. I second.
Thank you, Tatum. It now has been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes with the discussion that we had about them. All those in favor, please raise your hand or signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, looks like we're good. Motion carried. Thank you, everybody. We'll move on. Okay, an action item. So the first item we have on our agenda today is Resolution 2025-04, the HCV Fair Market Rents and Voucher Payment Standards Update. And Charisse, you are going to present for us, I believe.
Yeah, hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So every year we get our voucher payment standards or our fair market rents are presented to us from HUD. usually around early August. We have the option to increase those fair market rents from 90 to 110%, 110% being the maximum that we could raise those or go above that fair market rent. We were at a blanket at 120% for about 5 to 6 years. And as of last year, HUD said unless we have families that incur rent burdens, which means they're paying more than 30%, but no more than 40% of their monthly adjusted income. If we had a certain percentage of families that were in that rent burden, then we could apply for the 120% over the fair market rent. We did a study last year and was shown that we did not at that time, and we still do not at this year either. Which, when we look at it, it kind of feels like yes, we do, but the numbers show differently. So, with that said, this year our fair market rates did come out in October. There were significant decreases in overall. There was about a 1.5% decrease. We had increases in our efficiency, one bedroom, and I believe the three bedroom, and everyone else kind of went down. And when we say went down, even the 1.5% seems like a lot or not a lot. It does impact families, especially when our fair market rents or our local rental rates are steadily increasing. They are capping out a little bit, but we still see that increase, and we still continue to have to negotiate rents with our local management and property managers. So with that said, I don't know, Caleb, if you have that payment standard differentiation sheet, or if I can share my screen.
Forgive me as I scroll.
That's fine. I've printed everything now, Caleb, so I'm good.
All right. I don't have the comparison sheet. I don't believe I saw that, but if
Okay.
it's in the, I can open that up just as easily.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I did not see. Okay, these aren't even loading previews. I don't have the comparison sheet. Are you able to screen share that, Sharice?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
And I did see a hand raise, I believe, from Moses. There we go. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
Can you see that? Okay. Go ahead, Moses.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to ask if you could remind me of the definition of fair market rent. If I remember correctly, that's in the 40th percentile, not even the median of the area rent. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, and then yes. And so what happens is when they do their fair market rents, which just seems unfair, they do their study. One, the study is about 2 years old. Two, they do the entire county of Coconino. And so it doesn't help our rents a lot, just because they're comparing, if you think about it, the Grand Canyon. So that's how I like to think about it when I see those rates come in. So, but yes, you're
Right.
correct.
Right, and areas like Williams and Parks and places like that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so and they're not even at the fair market rent isn't even up as high as the median, so there's
It's not.
potential
Yeah, it's very
for
low.
significant struggles here. But
Yes.
you can't go any higher than the 110% by regulation, right?
Right, because HUD says we have to show that. I want to say it's Caleb, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think last year they said at least 75% of our families, or 40%. There's a number, I can't remember the number at this time, have to show that they are incurring rent burdens. And that rent burden again means that anyone that's paying more than their 30% of their monthly adjusted income, but not more than 40%. And that just means they're paying over what our payment standard is, to be able to maintain their housing.
Right.
And we
I
didn't
didn't
have,
realize
yeah, sorry. Mhm.
Go ahead, Moses.
I didn't realize that there was a cap on the rent burden amount as well as a lower limit. That's bizarre.
It is, and that's why we shot for 120% we had a written agreement for about 5 years, and then just last year we pushed it one more year out, and then they changed HUD changed some rules, and they sent out, their PIH notices and said, this is what's going to happen moving forward. So we weren't able to justify that 122% at that time.
Okay. Well, that's disappointing, but
Yeah.
thank you for that
Yeah,
information.
absolutely. Sure.
So
as
Clarice,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. It just
No, go
seems
ahead.
unbelievable that most of our people aren't over the 40% even. I mean, in
we
Flagstaff,
have
because
some.
Okay.
Yeah, we
It's
have
just
some.
hard to understand
Yeah.
that.
We have some, and so what happens is when they initially lease up, they cannot go over the 40%. We can't approve it. And so,
Right.
but if they're leased in place or they're already in a lease and they're renewing, and we see that they're going to go over that 40%, we have that conversation, because it's like, now this program is becoming unaffordable for you. And so then again, we have people that may have to move because they can't afford it, or or they, and then if they get a new job, that job increases their rent, which increases, helps with the rent burden, but now it increases their rent. So, it's kind of like a rock and a hard place. What do they do, and how do they manage their housing without, being broke all the time?
So just so I have this correct, so HUD would not approve the 120%. That's what you're saying, right?
That is correct. We have to show that we have a certain percentage of our families that are experiencing that rent burden. And we did not have the number that they
Enough.
were asking for. We didn't have it. Yeah.
Okay.
I can almost guarantee you that after this year, now that since the rents went down last year, they've gone down again this year. I can definitely see more families having rent burdens, unfortunately. But yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you, Clarice.
Yeah, sure. So as you can see here, this highlighted areas, this is the published FMRs, the F1 2026.
Sharice,
This
can I
is what,
interrupt real quick?
yeah, sure.
Mayor Daggett has her hand up as well.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. Go ahead, Mayor Daggett.
Thank you. This is a related question, but do we find that voucher holders have a hard time finding places that accept the vouchers?
as of late, no. It has been very rough for the past couple of years, but with the new upcoming affordable housings, and we've got a couple more that are opening up that are willing to take our vouchers. We had been working with ARA of Flagstaff. They had not been taking our vouchers because they were trying to they were using our clients' income to qualify them for their housing, which they were asked not to do that as part of their agreement. And now they're reaching out to us that, hey, we have vouchers available, or we have units available. So hopefully in the near future we will see that does not become an issue. We've got, I think, the Sierra on 66 is all tax credit. They do take our vouchers, so there seems to be more opening opportunities for um, low-income housing and affordable housing within our Flagstaff area. So I think that's great. A couple of years ago would have been even better, but when good things come, you have to wait for those. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if I may, Chair.
Caleb, would you like to speak?
Yes. So I also want to point out that Sharice made a comment about this. Our team of voucher specialists worked very hard to prevent rent burden, because that's a counter to the goals of the program. So it is a testament that we have so few residents, so few of our clients with vouchers who are rent burden up to this point. Because of that coordination and cooperation with our landlords that participate in the program. I also want to add, in response to Becky's question and Sharice's comment, is the addition of new rental properties and ensuring the compliance of new rental properties that are accepting Section 8. It has been a long time coming as part of the 10-year housing plan and incentive policies that Justine Acosta's team has been putting into work. So those agreements for development have required acceptance of Section 8, allowing Sharice's team to have more units online that are with landlords accepting our vouchers. So there are a lot of pieces at play that are kind of coming to fruition here, even as we see a reduction in the fair market rents. And so there, the FMRs and then the payment standards. So wanted to share those details as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb. All that is good news, really, even though I'm sorry they didn't approve the 120%.
Yeah. So as you can see, the fiscal year 2026 published FMRs, that's what HUD shows us. And then there is a difference between what they gave us this year and last year. So you can see those differences and what the decreases were. And then after we add the 110%, this final proposed, this is what our new payment standards will be. We are also incorporating Williams City jurisdiction. Now Williams, because this is kind of really new for us. So because it is a Coconino County base, we're just using their base FMR for their rental rates. We're going to do that this year just so that we can see what that looks like for the following years to come. So with the rents that I've been seeing with the clients that are there now, this seems feasible for Williams clients. And so if we need to adjust this, then we will. But right now, this seems feasible for what we're seeing with the current residents that we have right now in Williams. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Any questions on that?
Yes. Does anybody have any questions? Caleb? Did you have a question?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. If there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the resolution. It's resolution 2025-04.
This is Moses. I move to approve.
Thank you, Moses. Do I hear a second?
This is Becky. I'll second.
Thank you, Mayor Daggett. It has been moved and seconded that we approve resolution 2025-04, the resolution ratifying an adjustment to the Housing Choice Voucher Program's payment standard amounts as has been presented by Clarice. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, all those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all very much. We'll move forward.
Yay, it's me again.
Yes.
So these are two separate resolutions. They're both for the same action, which is revising the utility allowances for the housing choice voucher programs for Flagstaff and Williams. Federal statutes regulate that we update or review the utility allowances for all tenants' paid utilities. The cost of supplied refrigerators ranges, trash collection, the amounts they pay for heating, gas, propane, water heating, sewer, trash. So we did a study and we revealed that in most cases there was a decrease of at least 22% in these utilities. And Caleb and I were sitting back going, why does this not sound right? They increased last year, they decreased the year before, now they're decreasing this year. And we kind of played it out in our mind that we didn't have a heavy winter, so that plays a big role in the utilities and on an average of what those utilities would be within that year. So there was some changes. And what you're seeing now for the utility allowances for the heating, cooking, and electric, what the current allowance and net allowance is, this is based on on like a 2-bedroom apartment. So this is kind of average for what you'll see. And we do go by, we do a lot of studies. We have to, we call the cities, we look at the rental rate or the rates for the utilities and the gas. And we even pull up information from Rent-A-Source to see how much are you renting your refrigerators for in case someone has to purchase a refrigerator. So the final, so the changes in rates exceed 10%. So and it represents a 22% utility cost decrease overall. So the financial impact on this is that the paid utilities is calculated in gross rent. So most of the time it's going to impact if someone is renewing or moving into a unit. If the utilities are less and they say the gross rent is like $1,500 and the utility allowance is $72 and the asking and our payment standard is $1,600, this allows us to approve that unit. So that helps a family when they're trying to move into a unit. However, the utility allowance is not a dollar for dollar, so it's not given directly to the client to aid with the utilities that they're responsible for, but it's like an allowance, is a deduction off of what their 30 to 40% income or rental, or excuse me, 30-40% of what their rent portion would be. It's a deduction off of that to ease that we know they have to pay utilities. So we lessen the rent so they have that extra to pay utilities. Again, it's not dollar for dollar. And we have to explain this a lot because a lot of clients think, well, you know, my utilities in total this month was $300, but you're only giving me an allowance for $250. And unfortunately, we don't match it dollar for dollar because we do it on an average across, you know, bedroom sizes, family sizes. This I think was last reviewed September of 23. I think I
My
have.
understanding from last year's notes is that it was reviewed last year, but it wasn't adjusted last year because the change was less than 10%.
Yeah,
And
I believe so.
I have a question, Clarice. So you use the standard amount each month, or is it increased in the winter and lowered in the summer? It's just an average
is.
every month.
It's an average for the year. So we look back to see what the average rental or their average rates were or what they are now, and we average those throughout the entire year.
So that
so
credit
that's why
is
you'll
the
see.
same every month then is what you're
Yes.
seeing. Okay.
Yes, that is correct. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's for both Williams and so this one I believe is for Flagstaff that we're talking about right now. And these are the differences that we show because we did have comparisons from last year. Do you want me to move on to Williams or do we want to stay on this?
Moses has a
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Thank you. I want to follow up on Brenda's question. If if this is an average for the year, and let's say, I'm just making up things here right now, but trying to get to a question. Let's say that winter costs are higher than the average, enough that the summer costs would end up with a credit to the resident, as in they get a little bit of extra cash if they don't use as much or if they don't spend as much on the utilities. Do they get that amount regardless, or is it capped at the amount of their utilities?
It's capped at the amount of their bedroom size. So if I live
So
in
if they don't
one
use very much electricity and they don't use gas much, they can sort of bank up a little bit of savings for winter. Is that correct?
Yes, if that's how they budget, then yes, definitely.
Okay.
So yeah, because the utility allowance is designed to give that break off of their rental amount. And
Right.
again, it's not dollar for dollar. So if we're giving you $150 in utility allowances every month throughout the whole year, and that's being deducted, and say you're only paying $56 in the summer and you're paying $85 in the winter, then we're actually giving you more than what
Okay.
you know, because some people can be very conservative, but
Right.
some people may go over, you know, so
Yeah.
that's why it's just base all across the board.
So and that also incentivizes being conservative when it makes sense, but not necessarily being too unhealthily miserly or whatever. Okay.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you.
We hope anyway.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily control behavior, but it doesn't
Right.
punish you for being conservative when it makes sense to be conservative.
Exactly.
It incentivizes good behavior to me, and I think anyways. Go
Yeah,
ahead with
exactly.
Williams, Clarice. Oh, Caleb.
So
Caleb has a question.
Caleb, sorry.
I realize as we're in this meeting that unfortunately I did not include the Williams in our agenda that was posted, so we won't be able to discuss it today, despite Sharice's diligence, and I apologize because it's just not on the agenda, so there hasn't been public notice regarding that. So we're going to have to table that for next month.
Okay.
Caleb, can I ask? I think the date is October 2nd that it has to be approved by. Do we need to have a special meeting to approve that?
Sharice, let's see, can they be retroactive if we are not able to have a meeting? If so, I think it's relevant agenda business to schedule that while we have so many people on the call, and that'd be a very brief meeting. But Sharice, would we be able to do a retroactive for Williams, or do we need to schedule a follow-up?
For the utility allowances, if we could do a follow-up, that would be great so that they're all approved by the second. That the second is not a hard date. It just allows for just administrative duties to be simpler. But if we can schedule one, that's great if everyone's on board. If not, we can wait till the next board meeting.
Not to take up too many people's time, would next Thursday be an option for people for a very brief meeting to we'd approve minutes and raise this agenda item that would allow at least 24 hours notice for public comment? Sorry, that not this one. This was on the agenda, but regarding Williams.
I'm good with that.
Are you looking at the same time next Thursday?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the 9 a.m. on the 25th. We can schedule other than that, but it's just a week ahead.
This is Tatum. That time would work for me.
Okay. And Mary Daggett, does that work for you?
Yes.
Okay. Ashley?
It works for me.
Okay. And Moses, are you good with that?
That does at the same time, yes.
Okay.
And Lori, we have quorum with that, but Lori, are you able to attend as well?
Yes.
Excellent.
Great.
So I'll
Good.
send out that appointment. I'll get the agenda posted as a little special meeting. We'll be able to get this finalized next week on the 25th. I appreciate that very much. Sharice has done a tremendous amount of work as we've gotten these things together. But then I recognize the open meeting law concerns there as well. So thank you all.
Thank you, Caleb. And thank you, Sharice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any more questions for Sharice on the utility allowance? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve resolution 2025-05, a resolution to approve section 8 utility allowances, and this would be just for Flagstaff.
This is Moses. I move to approve.
Thank you, Moses. And a second?
This is Tatum. I second.
Thank you, Tatum. So it has been moved and seconded that we approve the resolution 2025-05 as presented. If no further discussion, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, and opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Clarice, for your hard work. Okay, we're actually on to informational items. Caleb, you are up.
I suppose I am. So you might be noticing that Sarah is not here today. She'll also be gone through the month of October. She has undergone a surgery for a knee replacement. So please send her well wishes. That has already happened. So she is hopefully resting and recovering as best as she can, which I know she always has a lot going on. I also want to talk about some staff changes. So I meant, even in the notices, the resolutions, you'll notice that I'm citing Sharice as HCV specialist lead as well as program manager. We are in the midst of adjusting staff and adjusting some of our program arrangements. There is a larger change that is happening where housing has been pulled out. This includes Justina Costa's team. Housing has been pulled out of community development. Community development itself is going through a name change, but we are going to be our own division in the coming months. As part of that, our specialists, our lead specialists are being promoted into program manager positions. So this also extends to Anna Cressup, who has attended before, and as well as Sharice. So we're very excited for them to step into those positions as we are in a transitional period here. As you all know, Sharice has continues to be an incredible asset for our voucher team and for the Housing Authority and for the City of Flagstaff generally. So we're excited for her to have that opportunity, as well as for Anna to step into new roles. We're also hoping this provides some clarification for our other teams who've often had two managers to work with between their leads and myself. Let's see. We are retaining the assistant director position, though it's been published within our team and has been communicated with HR that I'll be stepping into a different position, still be working with the board, but as I will be opening up the assistant directorship for a new hire. Justina Costa is leading that hiring process to bring it to recruit and requisition a new assistant director. Let's see. We have also heard some news from our compliance and reporting manager, Kurt Aldinger. Kurt Aldinger, has suffered from lung cancer that has metastasized elsewhere. His treatment appears, to the best of our information, to be quite successful. Now, success in such cases is going to be touch and go, and he has requested to come back to work, and his health team has approved that. So we are expecting him to return. I'm going to check my calendar.
That's awesome.
October 6th. Sorry. October 6th, though, just 2.5 weeks out. So we are excited for his return. It's not expected to have any, let's see, there are accommodations that are going to be coming along with that, potentially remote work, potentially more leave. That is something that Tracy French, our finance manager, and the HR are going to be working with him to determine while Sarah is on leave, and then with Sarah after that. Let's see. That's a lot of changes. We're excited for these changes, excited for good health news. Any questions from you all about any of that? Yes.
Caleb, you didn't tell us what you were going to be doing.
So we have established a senior administrative assistant position. So I would be working back at the front desk where I started, but in a position that is much more focused on the internal customer service needs, the office management needs, as well as the interfacing with the board. These are aspects I've actually trained several staff on that have then promoted to other positions. So it's something that I've wanted to pass along to others and support, but we have just had so many opportunities for staff to promote internally that training need has just been ongoing. And so this is a reduction in my responsibilities, but it is one that has been a longer conversation with Sarah, and is in no way punitive or in no way in response to any actions of mine, is purely at my own request, acknowledging some of the challenges that this position has included and my own limitations.
Well, I think you'll do wonderful at it, obviously.
Thank you.
Are we too hard on you, Caleb?
Yeah.
No, as you can see from a little bit of scrambling today, so much of the board is really integral, and it's a lot of pieces that need to click together in just the right way. And when they, but the board itself is a joy to work with. As
I didn't want to put you on the spot. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry too deeply. I was just making a joke.
Well, I'm holding on to it. I think Sharice has also commented I'm taking things a little too seriously right now. But while Sarah is on leave, I am the acting director, and so I'm the acting secretary for signing off on these items with Brenda now that we've passed 2 of these resolutions.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for going into detail, Caleb. Anything else that you have to tell us?
I'm certain that there are, but well, I guess I'll have a second chance next week.
Okay.
No, I think the staffing is the big change. A lot of opportunities and a lot of openings that we are looking. Oh, as we are promoting Sharice and Anna, we are also hiring for housing services specialists for both of those programs. So we're looking to bring on two new team members to fill those spots.
Excellent.
And that is exciting. I'm working with both of them to accomplish that.
Sounds like your plate is quite full right now. Okay. Does any board member have a comment? Anything anybody would like to say? Looks like we're good. And Caleb will get out the link for the meeting for next Thursday at 9 a.m. to vote on the Williams utility allowance. And if there's nothing else, I think we can call the meeting adjourned. Caleb? Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Thank you all. The recording is being stopped.